G'day there guys, look at all these chickens, and it's your main man Markee, and welcome back to another episode of r/AmiTheA. Now if you love today's content, I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy today's bloody good stories. I hope you love them. Our first post is by user Nerdy Sloth, titled, Am I the a-hole for wearing my girlfriend's hoodie? Hi Reddit, I think I need some help here. My girlfriend and I went to my parents' house last week for a visit. My brother, his wife, and their son were also visiting. Sister-in-law and I have never gotten along. She kept my brother from coming to my 18th birthday party because I told her she couldn't bring her baby with her. It was a place full of drunk people and loud music, not ideal for a baby. She also has issues with my sexuality, bi guy here, and my relationship with my girlfriend. Though she doesn't like it when I point out how stupid her logic is. Anyway, things were going good until I got a bit chilly. I'd forgotten to bring a jacket and hoodie with me as it had been warm when we left. Thankfully, my girlfriend is almost always too warm and only wears hoodies because she looks good in them. Her words, not mine, though she does look great in them. She offered me the hoodie, I put it on, and then all hell broke loose. She started lecturing me about how a real man would never wear his girlfriend's clothes, and since I'm normal, straight now, then I should try and act more like a man. I don't see her issue with it. My girlfriend is taller than I am, so her already baggy hoodies look slightly baggier on me because of how short I am. My girlfriend says she thinks it's cute, and I think her hoodies are comfortable. Plus, it's not like it's all the time. Anyway, sister-in-law had a rant about how it's gross and makes me less of a man, and how it makes her uncomfortable. She made a few comments about how my nephew could be influenced by my behavior. Anyway, things were tense for a while after that, and we left a bit earlier than we'd originally planned to. So fast forward to yesterday, again, we were all at my parents' house, and I decided, with my girlfriend's approval, to wear her bright pink school hoodie. I didn't go to the same school as my girlfriend, and my sister-in-law knows that. She recognized the hoodie and went quiet, shooting us dirty looks whenever she could and making snarky comments every now and then. I later got a text from my brother that I made sister-in-law really uncomfortable and that I'm an a-hole for wearing something I knew would upset her. I know it was petty, but I'm a petty bitch and I kind of feel like she started it. Anyway, most of my family are on my side, but there are a few who think I'm an a-hole for being petty and that I should have just let it go. So Reddit, am I the a-hole? No, kinda seems like another case of someone with rampant homophobia and they're just letting that shine in this wasteland that they're laying down. That's a really weird and vivid mental image I've just given myself there, but that's kind of how I feel about it. She's like this swamp monster, just walking through, just being a dick. I don't like people like that. I don't respect her for shooting the looks and starting the fights that she's starting, and good on OP for being petty and fighting back against it. We don't need that negative energy here. Get out of here, negative Nancy. OP, you did a good job, not the a-hole. Edit. Thank you so much for the comments and advice. I've made an effort to read and upvote every comment, even if I haven't managed to respond. The kind words really mean a lot. Also, to those of you who mentioned wearing a skirt or something to the next gathering, my girlfriend actually loved this idea and picked out a pair of her boots, smaller heel so I don't break my neck, and a gorgeous pink sweater for me to wear. I'm not confident enough for skirts, yet. She also suggested makeup. Long story short, if we do go through with it, I may update. And in the comments, Anchor's Aviators says, not the a-hole. She sounds homophobic and should probably shut her mouth. And OP replies, oh, that she is. You should have seen her face the first time I brought a boy home. And thanks, by the way. I would love to be your petty best friend and give you the pinkest, frilliest clothes to wear around her at all times. She's homophobic and a bigot, and probably just not a nice person, period. Must be great for her to be so privileged that she gets bent out of shape by someone's clothing or who they date. Sad Sarcastic Jew says, Not the a-hole. Honestly, wearing the pink hoodie is low-key cool, but their sweatshirts? Would she be offended if your girlfriend wore one of your shirts? Probably not. And her biphobia is shining real bright. Not gonna pressure you, but if you think you could pull off a skirt and heels with a pink hoodie, thank you. And I honestly kinda love that idea. My girlfriend loves it too. She's looking for skirts as we speak. Not the a-hole. My wife is taller than me by a couple inches, and we swap hoodies all the time. And as a bi-Scot, I have a kilt and a sarong that I wear a lot depending on weather. My body, my choice, and it's a damn sight more comfortable to wear rather than trousers. And our last comment is by Judge Ched100. Not the a-hole. I thought this was going to be some role-reversed post about you stealing your girlfriend's hoodie to wear without her permission, but I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, nah. You're free to wear her hoodie if you want, and she's okay with it. Your sister-in-law clearly has one issue, and is showing homophobic views. Glad you were pleasantly surprised. She is very homophobic, but she seemed to calm it down slightly when I started dating a girl, though she can't seem to realize that I'm still bi. Thank you, by the way. She probably assumed, like many homophobes, that it was just a phase, or you were doing it for attention, and thought that you had given up now that you're dating a girl. I mean, you could be classed as a slightly the a-hole for wearing a pink hoodie, knowing that it would piss her off. But nah, it's what she gets for being a homophobe. Yeah, you seem to be right about that. And now onto the update. Hi Reddit. So I said in my original post that I might update and, well, here it is. So this happened a week or two after my original post, but we've had a few unrelated family issues going on, and I haven't been able to post. Like a few of you suggested, I did wear my girlfriend's clothes at the next gathering. Nothing major, just some cute high-heeled boots, her pink sweater, and a pair of her jeans. She also painted my nails a beautiful shade of pink and helped style my hair. Let's just say, by the end of it, I wasn't looking like a stereotypical manly man. Not that there's anything wrong with people that do like more masculine clothes. My girlfriend had also decided to wear jeans and a button-up shirt just to annoy sister-in-law. Anyways, we went to my parents and immediately got glares and rude comments from sister-in-law. The comments started about how if I want to be the woman in a relationship so bad, then I should just go back to being an F-word, etc. There was a bunch of comments before this, but she got annoyed when we ignored them in favor of having an intelligent conversation with other family members. That was the comment that really got to my parents though. It was partly the comment and partly the fact that my brother didn't do anything other than laugh. I've told them to stay out of it, as my brother has a history of stopping their contact with my nephew over stupid things, and they have enough to worry about. I've been bullied a bit in the past for my sexuality, and my brother never stood by me. To him, it was my own fault. If I didn't want to be bullied, then I should have stayed in the closet. My parents freaked out, and all the anger and resentments towards my sister-in-law that they had built up for the past few years came pouring out. They told her how they really felt about her, and how they're disgusted that my brother could allow someone to treat his own brother like crap. They told them to leave, and sister-in-law is no longer welcome in their home until she apologizes. My brother tried the threat of preventing them from seeing their grandson, but they were done with him and threatened to get a lawyer involved. They now have scheduled visits, though now it's video calls as the rules are more tight again. I feel bad that they're no longer talking to my brother, but they've assured me that they'll be okay. Honestly, this turned into my parents being cools, rather than myself or girlfriend doing much, other than looking absolutely fabulous. Either way, I'm glad that we won't have to see her for a long while. We blocked her everywhere after this incident due to the angry messages and voicemails we were getting. I know this probably isn't the update a lot of people were hoping for, but it's brought my family some peace of mind, and I'm happy with that. Edit. Okay, holy crap, this blew up. Seriously, thank you for all the amazing comments and awards. I've been trying to read all the comments and sorry that I can't reply to them all. I've seen a lot of people asking about my nephew's visits with my parents. It was not done through a court. It is literally just a plan that my parents and brother came up with so that they can have regular contact with my nephew without speaking to his parents. As for the lawyer question, honestly, I do not know everything about how it works. I'm going off what my parents have told me. We live in Scotland, and technically grandparents don't have automatic legal rights to their grandkids. They can, however, get a lawyer involved and the courts can decide if contact with the grandparents is best for the child. Due to the fact that my nephew is a bit older now, there's a good chance they could take his opinion into account. I hope this sort of cleared this up for you guys. And in the comments, BK Mary says, "Man, this is the one time where grandparents' rights came in clutch. I hope you're doing well, OP." And OP replies, "They had just had enough. Honestly, they're kinda scary when they're angry. Thank you." And Midnight Crone replies, "You, your girlfriend, and your parents are all cools. I love this entire thread. Sorry your brother sucks so bad, but maybe this whole thing will show him how wrong he is to stand idle when he should step up. Best of luck to all of you." Nebsy Websy replies, "We stan parents sticking up for their kids. Sad that your nephew is affected like this, but understandable." And OP replies, "They are incredible parents. So lucky to have them. And yeah, it sucks. I hate that he's stuck in the middle of this, but he seems happy enough for now." I feel bad for your nephew though. Even if he wasn't in the middle and your parents didn't step in, he'll be raised to either be ashamed or hide his sexuality if it's anything that your sister-in-law doesn't like. That amount of negativity is never healthy. And Cake is a Die says, "Congrats on being fabulous and being with a wonderful lady, and congrats to your parents for standing up for you. I'm sorry to hear about the grandkids." And OP replies, "Thank you. It's definitely not a great situation, but at the very least my parents can have contact with my nephew and not have to deal with sister-in-law." She sounds horrible. I have some intensely horrible in-laws. I had to finally tell my spouse that I was done and would not be seeing them ever again. I'm so happy your parents are so cool. I bet you looked fantastic. Our next post is by user Am I the A-hole naked twin? Titled, "Am I the a-hole for kicking out my identical twin for selling nudes online?" Basically what the title says. To give some backstory, my sister, 23 female, and I, 23 female, were kicked out by our parents at the age of 18, and we've been living in an apartment together with a roommate ever since. My sister doesn't have a steady job at the moment, so I've been handling her portion of the rent on the apartment. A few weeks ago, she approached me and told me that she found a source of income and would likely be able to start paying for rent soon. I didn't ask too many questions when she told me this because I was just happy that she finally found a job. However, I was talking to our roommate 2 nights ago and found out that my sister started an OnlyFans account and has been selling naked pictures and videos of herself. Now, I'm very sex positive and forward-thinking. I have nothing against sex workers, but she is my identical twin. We look exactly alike in almost every way. I personally do not feel comfortable sharing my body online to strangers. On top of that, I'm trying to start a professional career for myself, and I don't want employers and co-workers to find this and think that it's me. I confronted my sister when she got home later that night and told her that I will not be speaking to her until she deletes the account and that she would have to move out of the apartment. She was pretty mad about this and stormed out of the apartment and ended up sleeping at a mutual friend's house for the last 2 nights. I've talked to our roommates and some of our friends about this and they think that I overreacted. Am I the a-hole here? While I agree that, this could potentially affect your future here, it's not your place to dictate what she does and doesn't do online. It's unfortunate that this may put you in situations in the future that compromises you, but in those situations, you can just tell the employers that, hey, it's not me, it's my twin sister. I'm sure they'll be logical enough to separate the two. The better thing you could have done in this situation is sit down with your sister, discuss these things before she blows up too much online, and come to a logical conclusion together. Yes, this could put you in harm's way in the future, but unfortunately, you can't dictate what she does with herself, her body, and what she does online because she's an adult and she can make her own choices. I'm gonna just have to go with you're the a-hole for this one. Secondhand Heart says, I completely understand your concerns, but you cannot dictate what she does online simply because she looks like you. It sucks, but that's the reality of it. Soft, you're the a-hole. Laugh234 replies, if they were not identical, I would agree with you, but her sister's actions could affect OP. I saw another Am I the A-hole post where a woman was harassed by a man in a grocery store because her twin was camming. That's really unfortunate, and the sister in each scenario is justified in feeling angry, but not her life, not her decision, and the OP in the post is not justified in kicking her sister out of her housing with an ultimatum. Couldn't the same logic apply to, say, OP's house, OP's rules? Evicting someone without notice is illegal, so no. If she wants to set that as a rule to live with her long term, then by all means that would be fine. She just can't expect to control her sister's life indefinitely. And in response, I get what you're saying. But in my mind, doing something while knowing it could F up your twin's life is an a-hole move. But the solution is one of, you do something to change your looks, like dye your hair. People can differentiate them, and they can both continue their jobs. TextFiend says, not the a-hole. Her actions could directly F up your career in the future. But there's nothing you can realistically do to stop her. So start thinking about ways you can differentiate your appearance from hers. Different hairstyles, if they're similar at the moment, maybe a tattoo somewhere a little hidden, but that you could show people if you needed to. At this point, in your position, I might even start saving for a nose job. And OP replies, I was thinking about this. We both have blonde hair, so I might dye mine brown. I've been thinking about doing that for a while anyways. Get a prison tattoo on your face. When people mistake you for your sister, say you got the tattoo for killing the last person who thought you were your sis. Don't actually do this. And Chloe to Chloe says, I do understand you not wanting to endure the stigma of being a sex worker, but as crappy as it is, it's her body, her choice. Nah. Seriously? She could F up OP's entire life. They look the same. Yeah, there are lots of people who look similar enough to be the same in porn shoots. This just happens to be her sister, but it's not unlikely many people have a doppelganger out there. You argue Sister A might screw up Sister B's career, but then the following logic is that Sister A should give up her current job for Sister B's future job. And now on to the update. Hey y'all. So a while back I made a post about how my twin sister started an OnlyFans account and I was considering kicking her out of the apartment. In that post, it was determined that I was the a-hole. A lot has happened since then, so I decided to make an update. After reading your comments, I decided that I probably took it too far, and although I was embarrassed and felt violated, at the end of the day, it's her body and not mine. Just because we look the same does not mean I get to have a say, nor should it affect our relationship. So I called her and I told her I wanted to talk, and we had a really long emotional discussion, and I obviously decided to not kick her out as long as she was able to cover her rent going forward. Then, the pandemic happened, and as of June, I no longer have a job. I was one of the newest people at the company that I was working for, and so I was one of the first to go. And in a turn of events, my sister, who has been killing it on OnlyFans, is now covering for my portion of the rent until I'm able to get back on my feet. So thank you for your advice. I might have ruined my relationship with my sister, and maybe even be homeless without it. And in the comments, NonsenseWord37 says, I'm an identical twin, and this hit hard for me. I totally understand where you're coming from in your original post. I'm glad you guys worked things out. Back when my sister and I were kids, we went to an overnight camp during summers. One year, we lived in a cabin way up on the girls' side of the camp, and being so far into the woods made everything extra sweaty with little air moving. Sometimes I would wear only a sports bra and pajama shorts to cool down. Being in middle school, where everything is embarrassing in fairness, this mortified my sister, and we'd get in huge fights about clothes because my bed was by a window. Our counselor had to talk to us and work out an agreement in the end. Obviously, these are two very different situations, but that's the story it reminded me of. It really felt like sharing a body at certain times, and my sister didn't want people to see us in that outfit. I'm glad everything played out for the best for you two. Zekelman says, "You deserve a ton of credit by thinking critically about your actions and changing your perception based on new data. It's so hard to take criticism when it goes against your beliefs. Reddit may have helped, but you deserve a good old-fashioned pat on the back for listening and changing your mind." And Soup Detective says, "I read your original post and actually didn't think you were the a-hole because I've been mistaken for my sister who was 10 years older than me in the place that we both worked at before. My sister has borderline personality disorder and often causes a lot of issues at work. Before I was married, we obviously had the same surname. I used to get pulled into HR meetings for things she had done which screwed with my career and reputation, so I actually kinda get it. Her and I look kinda similar. I obviously look younger, but the same surname caused issues. I'm so glad you sorted it out, but I totally know how you were feeling with your twins starting an OnlyFans. Your siblings can really F with your career prospects." And that's where I think I'm going to leave today's episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me what you thought about this one down in the comments below. And if you did, I hope you guys have a good day, night, sleep, whatever you're up to. And I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.